So I want to do some storytelling today, but really it's my based facts, so it's not a big deal. Just what I base my facts off is my intuition. I call it intuition thinking is really what it is. But it's also pretty, it's more confirmational. You actually do the intuition that's been flanged up on a slight angle to psychic. And that's what I use. And usually I can gain information that way and look into things. That's what makes me a warlock. I know on my other channels I said I'm a warlock. Yes, I still am a warlock. When people think, hold on a second. When people think, they sometimes they want to base their facts off what they feel like is reality, and their reality has to be scholars and academia and stuff like that. I look at it like, hey, I was a help up on at least some things like language, but I'm horrible at math. Most everything. I was only barely good at history, and rather at the time. I don't even still, some of the things from my teachings went away. Like I don't even know the Emancipation Proclamation date. Probably I don't know what the fuck was that, 1778 or so. I don't know. I was fucking, or no, that was like Emancipation Proclamation. Wasn't that like 1798 or something like? I don't know. I just don't remember shit from back then. But I don't. I only work in the future, so to speak. Like I'm operating for per present. I'm not trying to think about past unless I'm trying to make confirmation of something. I also have to gain some intuition and then slight angle it to psychic. And if I can't slide angle it to psychic, sometimes that happens. And I literally can't answer my own question as a warlock. So it does happen. Warlocks sometimes can't come to a primary, is what I call it, intuition. And primary intuition is like guaranteed that you're actually having the intuition. So that's how I describe it. It is for sure you're actually, and of course, a lot of people lose relationships over this. They'll try to do it and they're not good at it. Get back. He's trying to get love, but I can't give it to him on video right now. It's okay, boo-boo. When I say love, he just wants the attention I just gave Bella downstairs, and he needs me to pet him. So I guess I'll have to do that. All right, boo-boo. I'll pet you a little bit right now while I'm doing a video, of course. All right. Well, I love you too. Maybe I don't have to pet him that much. Maybe if I just pet him a little more. Okay, because I'm doing a video. That's why. I was trying to push him away for food earlier, so he's a little stubborn. Hold on, you got some stuff on your lip. Hold on. Dry stuff on your lip. Let me pull it off. Hold on. Oh, couldn't get it. It was a little too cemented to his lip. I couldn't take it off. All right, Bella. So let me talk to people. So a lot of people will go, yeah, but is a intuition thinker, is he potentially got bad thoughts and stuff like that? Well, yeah, an intuition thinker can have bad thoughts because guess what? To be an intuition thinker, you have to think all that shit. And, if you don't constantly use your thinking process in the way that a warlock does, then you will not become a warlock, but you will think you are. Those people exist too. They think they're fucking magical and shit, like their fucking personality is so swiped and pegged on that they're fucking warlock, but they're not. Because they're really not using the intuition. They're just, what they're doing is they're letting their body decide whether they like somebody or not instead of using the intuition. So when that happens, it's here nor there because those people aren't going to be warlocks ever if that's how they think they're being a warlock or a witch or whatever. And of course, a lot of them, they think that this, what do you call it, occult shit, okay? They think that it has to do with, you be evil and you'll gain information. No, it's not about your be evil and you'll gain information, okay? First of all, the occult is kind of like a fake classification, just like religion and stuff like that. It's a fake classification just to attribute people and keep them in place. That's all it is. It's also a power mechanism, the same way they would tell you you might get corona, wear a mask, and separate yourself from now instead of 6 feet, now 50 feet, or you get shot. How about that kind of shit? So you don't want somebody coming at you and saying, you got to separate 50 feet. You can't come into this town until this person's gone and shit like that. Then we get some severe issues, guys. So I'm an intuition thinker, and currently my intuition says that there's an agenda that to trim the population from all the weak genetics, because a lot of us got mutated genetics or just stuff that's not good enough to repeat. And so they're, instead of just, they have to get trimmed the stock, so to speak. So now they have to tell the humans this shit. Okay, the humans are like, can't you wait till like, cause they tell them in the 50s or 40s, and they say, look, and we go, can't you give us like some linear time then, to make the decision, like fucking 150 years or something, the extra trial, whatever it was, the deal was. But no, they're right now they're invoking it. So it wasn't 150 years. It was let's see, in 1940s. It was that's 100 plus years. Wait a minute. Anyway, my math isn't very good. So the point is, I'm losing my train. Okay, hold on. Okay, so what they're doing is they're eventually going to tell you 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet, 50 feet, and then they're going to have, by that time, already National Guard. Now, the reason why they're doing this is that it's out of the humans' control. Some other extraterrestrials have a farm. It's called Earth, and they get to trim it every now and then, like a garden. Sometimes they fucking knock everything out and restart with another plan. And they can all do it in a linear time, synthetic linear time status that they live in, which is a synthetic linear time status. And what they do from that point, they can make you live your entire life, think everything went in a certain angle from the past to the future. But what really happened is they're just letting you think that, so that you have you have some free will and some interests, and you don't feel like depressed all the time, and maybe you'll live your life. Because basically it's kind of like somebody that landscapes, they don't want to kill the plant, but they do have to trim the fucking thing. So I have a feeling they want to do that mostly because there's a lot of what I call their warfare is kind of like a warfare where other extraterrestrials can come here, fuck with the particular human in Pacific just to see. And not that it is a big deal to them, but they do go about their business that way. And when I say they don't even have to pick you up. They can do tests from a distance on you. You have a built-in, and this is my intuition, AI system. Now, when I say AI, it's just, to me, it's just a super duper high intelligence. It's synthetically created. That is an AI. All right. And so what happens is they did that to our genetics. It's tied right to it. It's not our choice. It's like a tagged fucking cow. Okay. Your thoughts are almost pre-programmed. They are almost, I don't say almost, there is some randomness. And I say almost because there is some randomness injected in there, but for the most part, your thoughts are going to go in a certain direction because of this shit. It's an injected micro electric pulses that make up your soul. But a soul is really not technically a soul, because it's really, it's artificially created from another source. So you guys, this is how I think. And right now, we're dealing with, we're all fascinated by UFOs, but certain people don't exist anymore talking about UFOs. On YouTube, you go pick up YouTube, and there's only about 20 things that show up, and they just keep repeating on UFOs. That's censorship, okay? Not only censorship, but essentially it's trying to blindside anyone that's dumb enough to look on the internet to try to gain knowledge directly on UFOs. In the old times, they used to use people to do it and psychologically impinge, hopefully using television and stuff, the people that are trying to go off the AI system and gain control of their own body. Now, those people, to do that, you can't have cows running all over the place. Some don't have fences, but usually they end up, trying to keep the herd up, and you lose a lot more cows that way. So these extraterrestrials don't want to lose all their cows. Okay, so they're not going to do that. This is a pasture. The earth is a pasture. We are here for a reason. We're genetically manipulated from apes in their only third and fourth class genetics. And but with third and fourth class genetics, you can make really top notch shit for biological eventually, not long after that. So we're primed, you know. Now, does that mean we'll last? No. Apparently, I think what's going on is extraterrestrials say, well, look, we already gave you a little notice over there on the Georgia Guidestones. So, you know, we're going to trim you guys pretty soon. So I, you know, just thought I'd let you know. So the more orders they throw at you, you are going to realize that we are actually at warfare to defend our lives as human cows. And they don't eat food and they're not evil. Okay, now there's another thing. I'm an intuition thinker, so let me explain something else about evil. Evil is a defect. The evil that everyone thinks they're living with the cool, you know, creatures and shit and all that stuff, there might be something that actually looks like that if you were to see it with your visual eyes. But the context of the outside of our universe is multiplexes of different kinds of universes, and they're all coenzymed. So, you know, they're tied to one another from another main body part of something. So it's like one super universe that holds all our universes in. You know, and so evil is just by proxy, it's a defect. And what it does is it can impinge somebody if they act out on it. Okay. So, you know, if you ever get bad things that are going on in life, you don't really have to turn to religion. You can just think, hey, this is a defect. I need to turn to another angle because this approach is going to just look bad on me. And, yeah, it's not going to be good. Better you just live your life and then, you know, die peacefully than have such issues. You know what I mean? So, but most people, you know, they find an excuse. And the truth is, in linear time stats, this doesn't really affect life in general at all because, you know, every other life doesn't have the same outcome, life form. Ours just happens to be one that is kind of random, and who knows how long in linear time it seems like it'll last. But the truth is, the injections of linear time that they've manipulated us with, they don't even have to come visit you, UFOs, people on UFOs, whatever they are, hominids, biological robots. There's a multiplex of those too as well. You know, the truth is there's so many of those different kinds of beings that come from, and they're all manipulated, kind of like we are cows. The cows here, they're manipulated too to go study us. So they're manipulated too. They get their own AI systems from other aliens to fucking control us, and then tell even hyped up humans like on the moon and shit, you can work here and just keep babysit those fucking things for us a little, like that. So I'm an intuition thinker. These are the thoughts I have. Peace out.